Oh, y'all can't hear me. There we go. There we go. What's going on? Check, check, check. Apologies. Like I said, I'm a little bit late. Had to grab me a cold one. Dilly dilly. Excuse me. Man. It's been a crazy week, man. It's been a crazy week. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Get my seat right, man. Make sure the camera hitting me. Camera hitting your boy right. You know what I'm saying? Got the jersey on, suited and booted. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. It is a Wednesday. We're going in, man, talking about all kind of things this week. Got a little bit of Panthers talk, obviously, talking about coaching. Then we got to talk about these playoffs. That ain't got nothing to do with the Panthers because they're not in it, unfortunately. I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's what happens when you have a coach like Matt Rhule. Unqualified coach. A coach that starting to get exposed. I think everybody's starting to expose him for the incompetent coach that he really is. Matt Rhule seems to be in over his head, and every day that he opens his mouth and puts something on wax, he tends to put his foot in his mouth. All these other coaches are getting fired, yet Matt Rhule still is employed by the Carolina Panthers. What is going on with that? What's going on with it? I don't know. I don't know. Is it because of the amount of money that's invested in him? They're scared to let him go because they got to pay him regardless? Is it you really want to be patient? Do you still have hope in Matt Rhule that he can get this job done and turn it around? What is David Tepper seeing that he hasn't let go of Matt Rhule yet? What is he seeing? And why is he so quiet? He continues to let Matt Rhule put his foot in his mouth in the media, but David Tepper, the richest owner in the NFL, silence is saying a lot. The silence is saying a lot. It says a lot. It does. But regardless of that, there's been so much turnover around the league. It's crazy. And today, the latest casualty is David Culley, the former coach of the Houston Texans. David Culley was in his first year as the Texans coach. We know what messed up the organization that was this year. Deshaun Watson, I don't even know if you call it a holdout. This dude told them straight up that he wasn't coming. It wasn't even really a holdout. Deshaun Watson wasn't on the commissioner's exempt list. He just didn't show up. He told him, trade me. He said, trade me. They didn't trade him. He didn't show up. Regardless, they put in Davis Mills, a little bit of Tyrod Taylor, struggled early on, but they came on pretty strong and were competitive down the stretch. Trust me, they lost me a lot of money. They were double-digit underdogs in a lot of games. Me being the sports bettor that I am, they lost me some money down the stretch. I'm not going to lie. I'm not proud of it. But that's the reason I was able to keep up with the Texans. But David Culley got fired. They didn't give a damn about the circumstances. They didn't care about their franchise quarterback being out. They didn't care about the whole roster pretty much being gutted. No mercy. 1 year and gone. Like, what were they expecting? What were they expecting? With a mess of a franchise like it's like expecting somebody fresh out of med school to find a cure of cancer. Like that's not the way it works. You got to temper your expectation. You are the Houston Texans. Is the bar that high that somebody only gets 1 year? Is it? Who are you going to pick to replace him? You don't even know what you had in him. Is this a play to try to keep Deshaun Watson? Because David Culley tried to mend the fences and he kept saying stuff early on, and Deshaun Watson wanted no parts of it. Had they got Eric Bieniemy, yeah, maybe. Is that who they're going for? To try to keep Deshaun Watson there? Reports have come out that they've already made their mind up. They're trying to trade Deshaun before free agency starts. But if they hired a guy like, I think Deshaun wants a black coach, obviously. David Culley wasn't that type of black coach that he wanted. Maybe he wanted Eric Bieniemy, somebody that was creative. Maybe he wanted Brian Flores. Maybe Brian Flores can be the type of guy that can keep it straight with Deshaun and talk to him. Maybe Deshaun's already got his mind made up because of the Houston area. He wants to leave that stuff behind. Regardless, these coaches, like, I'm trying to every year because it's the same thing. It's the same. Black coaches continue to get either not hired or the leash is so short. Brian Flores, back-to-back winning seasons, fired. Matt Rhule, back-to-back losing seasons, he keeps his job. Yes, we saw other white coaches get fired, but Brian Flores had one of the most miraculous turnarounds in a season in team history. Got the axe. He's out of there. They got him out the paint. Brian Flores, what? He beat the Patriots. What did they win? 6, 7 in a row down the stretch? Came like a half a game short because Tua kind of flopped for making the playoffs. I mean, where are your standards at? If you're getting rid of these winning coaches, you know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? The Dolphins, like, where's the bar? Where's the bar for y'all? If y'all firing guys at the back-to-back winning seasons, huh? Who are you going to upgrade to? Like, what did you have in mind? Who's going to take these jobs? But Matt Rhule's still employed. Matt Rhule still got a job. Matt Rhule's still getting $62 million over the life of his 7-year contract. 7-year contract. It took Jay-Z 7 years to be an overnight sensation with Roc Nation, apparently. That's what Matt Rhule says. That's what Matt Rhule says. But what's up, Anthony Rochelle? Do I still have people call in? Yeah, every now and then. I haven't opened the phone lines up in a minute. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I got to get through my playoff predictions to put it on wax, to put it out there so I can come back and say I told you so when it's right. But maybe I'll open up the phone line after that. Stay tuned. But regardless, what's the difference here? Like, what's going on? Because the only thing that I can see that's changed so much is maybe the leash has gotten shorter on some of these coaches because of the circumstances. It doesn't take 3, 4, 5 years to turn a team around to be competitive. We saw the Bengals and Zach Taylor get their quarterback, and they got right to business. Now they're in the playoffs competing. With playoffs get expanded, there's an extra game. There's no 500. There's no 500 anymore. You can't be 8-8. You're either a winner or a loser. But why is the leash so much shorter? I know it doesn't take much time to turn teams around. But, and I get it. You got to be a lot more strict. I think the first 2-3 years, you kind of have an idea if you're going in the right direction. It doesn't take that long to turn teams around. Not to mention, 14 teams get in the playoffs? There's only 32 teams in the league. What is that? I'm a math guy, but what is that math? 44% of teams in the league make the playoffs? So I get why the leash isn't short. There's like a lot less excuses not to be competitive nowadays. I get it. 44% of the league makes the playoffs. So maybe we will see leashes getting shorter on these coaches and contracts getting shorter. But it doesn't take a rocket science to be able to tell when guys in over his head, when he's making crazy decisions. Otherwise, you continue to let these guys do damage. So sometimes you do have to let them go. But for Brian Flores to have back-to-back winning seasons, David Culley to make them a little bit more competitive than anybody thought they would be, especially after losing Deshaun Watson and even having Davis Mills develop. I don't understand why these guys like this got fired so quick on those circumstances. You got the Rooney Rule, but the Rooney Rule only applies to the team that the Rooney's own. Mike Tomlin, they still been trying to get him out the paint. This man still hasn't had a losing season. They've been trying to get this man out the paint for years. But it's still standing tall. But I don't know. I need to see, for black coaches, Byron Leftwich should get a job in Jacksonville. Todd Bowles, he can go somewhere. Flores, of course. There's literally no reason Flores should not have a head coaching job. Shoot, Jim Caldwell, Lovie Smith, guys like that have NFL experience. Eric Bieniemy, I don't want to hear that BS about he interviews bad. This man is orchestrating one of the best offenses in the league consistently. They tried to say the excuse of Andy Reid is the one calling the plays. And everybody said no, it's Eric Bieniemy. Especially when they didn't use that excuse for guys like Peterson or Nagy or guys like that. But when it comes to Eric B, oh, it's really Andy Reid that's the one that's doing all this. Okay. Then they say he doesn't interview well. What? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Then they try to pull this man off the field. Like, come on, man. Y'all not fooling nobody. Y'all not. Andy Clark, what up, though? What's going on? Cuz in the building said, I just tuned in. You good? I'm intense. I'm a little bit bothered by some of these coaches scenarios, and Matt Rhule still has a job. Cam Dalton, what up, though? Woodrow Jones, what up, though? I appreciate the use of emoji. Very brilliant use of emojis there. But we'll see if there'll be a new crop of coaches hired. How many of them will be minority coaches? How many GMs will be minorities? What up, C? What up, Doe? How many will be minority coaches? Who knows? There's a lot of potential ones in the way. Like I said, I do think Byron Leftwich should definitely be in Jacksonville. Now, I hope they set this man up for success by getting a quality general manager. And ownership needs to get out the way. They got to get out the way. Like, sometimes ownership be their own worst enemy. Ownership, it can be their own worst enemy. They meddle too much into the football operation. You didn't become successful and rich from football. You got rich, then you bought a football team. You don't know football like that. Let the football people make the football decisions. You know what I'm saying? Let the football people make the football decisions. That's my thought process on it. But a lot of these owners, they like to meddle. They like to meddle instead of just falling back. But I'm excited, man. The playoffs are kicking off this weekend. Yes, my squad, the Panthers, aren't in the playoffs yet again. It's been what? 5 years? Where did they go? 2017, 2018. So it's been 4 years since the Panthers made the playoffs. But I still thoroughly enjoy the playoffs. When it comes to all major sports playoffs, the NFL's playoffs is unmatched. It's unmatched. I know the NBA playoffs drags on for forever. They got 7-game series galore. Baseball can be pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting for me this year. I was watching the Braves. NHL is very exciting. But nothing really matches up with the NFL just because it's one and done. Anything can happen. I mean, March Madness is up there too. But it's a little bit too long for me. But the NFL is one and done. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. Especially this season with COVID, injuries. It's been left and right. People dropping like flies. There's been upsets galore. There really wasn't any couple clear-cut favorites until late down the stretch. And even in the AFC, it wasn't even that clear-cut. The Titans are the number 1 seed. Everybody expected them to make some noise, especially if Derrick Henry gets back. But that's no guarantee. Especially with a guy like Patrick Mahomes that can flip the switch. We've seen what he can do in the playoffs. We've seen it. So it's really unpredictable, especially this season. Like I said, it's one and done. You get a month and a half playoffs, and we out. Not even a month and a half. The Super Bowl's what, February 6th? They'll be done in 3 weeks. 4 weeks. It'll be this Sunday, divisional, NFC. Yeah, I mean, 4 or 5 weeks. It's the 13th. So, yeah, 4 or 5 weeks. It'll be over with. Andy Clark says she don't care for basketball. It's way too long. Exactly. And the first round don't even matter. Half the time, we know who's going to the finals anyway. So, it ain't even that exciting. Last year was a little bit exciting because so many teams were hurt. I mean, it sucked that stars were hurt, but the fact that the Hawks made it to the conference championship for once, it was a little bit good of a change-up. I appreciated that. Change-up. But the NFL, the intensity is just quite unmatched. Everything on the line. Everybody's been working all year. Everybody's been working since like March, April, May, mini camps to try to get to the Super Bowl. They've been working all year. But be one and done. Anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. You could have been a front runner all year like the Cardinals. But the Cardinals look real vulnerable. We will see what will happen with them when they play the Rams. That'll be a rematch of the divisional game. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But there's nothing really quite like the NFL, man. Gotta love it. Got to love it. So I wouldn't mind a 2 out of 3 game for the Super Bowl like back in 2015. Imagine what, man, a best 2 out of 3. I mean, hindsight, yeah. In real life, because like, what if injuries happen? Like, what if Cam had got hurt in that first Super Bowl? And then we playing some more games without Cam. Like, you just never know what can happen with injuries. That's the only thing. It's such a high-intensity game that you can't play more than once in a week like that. It's not sustainable. Yeah, they try to on a short week, but you see what happens. Guys get hurt. All kind of things happen. Craziness. Because the Panthers have to make change now. Keeping Rhule just continues to set team. Exactly. The longer you keep them, the more damage that becomes done. Now, maybe they're working on something that since that some coaches are still like, you can't interview the coaches that are like on teams in the playoffs. Maybe that's why. But I feel like you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball by not firing him yet and getting a jump on virtual interviews. The owner hasn't come out and reassured us that Matt Rhule is safe. We haven't gotten a letter, no PDF on Panthers letterhead that said, hey, we know that this year wasn't great. Continue to waste your money on us, though, and bear with us. We're going to try to turn this around. We haven't even got one of those little token letters yet from the ownership, you know, to keep the season ticket holders in place. We ain't even got one of them yet. We haven't heard a peep. The richest owner in the NFL, you just gonna let the money, like, you letting the money talk? Like, I don't understand. What's going on? What's going on? He was real talkative last year and the year before that when he hired Matt, got rid of Ron Rivera and Cam Newton and all that. But not a peep. Not a peep from the owner. No vote of confidence. No nothing. 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 Did I hear Matt Rhule on the radio today? Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, man. That's why I feel like David Tepper has to say something. He's got to. Because Matt Rhule continues to put his foot in his mouth every time he speaks. Not to mention, you're going to miss out on some of the better coaches if you don't hurry up and make a move. At least let us know. Who's the backup? I think it was DA. Derek Anderson, right? I think it was Derek Anderson back then. So maybe enter, but Rhule didn't consistently win in college. No, not really. See, what happened is he went to Temple, screwed up the first year. Second year was decent. Third year, double-digit wins. He got a job and took the money. Baylor. 1 win the first year. I think he won like 5 or 6 the second year. Third year, they went 11 or something. They lost the bowl game. Got dominated by Georgia in the bowl game. He left for the money to the NFL. So they're thinking like, oh, his third year is the year that he turns things around. But they don't remember that Temple was still pretty competitive before he got there. He chose to rebuild that program. I don't know why they fired the coach, but they had some decent wins for Temple. It's not like they were just down in the dumps. Baylor just seemed like they were that bad because of their scandals they had with Art Browse. But they were still like competing and competitive. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they were just like bottom dwellers. They lost students because of the scandal and the coach. But Matt Rhule had 1 win that first year. That was worse than anything that had happened before. So they were pissed off at him. Fans were. Yes, he turned it around eventually, but this dude didn't even want to coach for the Panthers. He got offered one of the richest contracts in NFL history for a college coach. And he still took it over to the Giants and tried to give them a chance to match it because he really wanted to coach the Giants. 1, because he's from New York area. 2, he used to coach for the Giants back in the day as a position coach. And that's what he's about. That's all his family and stuff is. He didn't want to be in Carolina. It's just the richest owner in NFL made an offer he couldn't refuse. That's the most frustrating part. The dude didn't even want to be here full 100%. But all right, let's go ahead and get into these playoff predictions. Because I'm not gonna be before you long. That's what the pastors and the preachers say. I'm not gonna be before you long. Famous words before somebody long. I'm not gonna be here before you long. You know what I'm saying? That's the famous words of the southern preachers. Famous words before somebody long, straight up. But let's talk about these playoff predictions, because I got some notes taken down. Not really notes. I just wrote down the bracket. So I got some predicciones. MVP prediction. MVP is probably going to be Aaron Rodgers again. For me, I would give it to a skilled guy. We got to mix it up, man. We got to mix it up eventually. Like Jonathan Taylor got to get some love. Even though they didn't make the playoffs because of Carson Wentz. Cooper Kupp, triple crown. Cooper Kupp with a triple crown. Where's Cooper Kupp rated as a wide receiver in the league? Let's be straight up. He's cut from the Bill Belichick cloth of small, scrappy white wide receiver that plays in the slot. He's cut from the Bill Belichick cloth. But he got the triple crown. Receptions, yards, touchdowns. Nobody will put him in their top 10 receivers, even though he's one of the best route runners in the league. I think Cooper Kupp's a top 10 wide receiver easily. Just because he's not demonstrative in size or speed or athleticism in general doesn't mean he can't be top 10. The production is clear and obvious. Even when Robert Woods going down, he put the team on his back. Even when Odell Beckham came, he still maintained production and put the team on his back. Cooper Kupp got to get some love, man. Andy Clark said that Aaron Rodgers should be MVP just because he's immunized. Because he's a liar, huh? MVP, most valuable unvaxxed player. That's a mouthful. Aaron Rodgers himself said it's not the most valuable vaccinated player. It's the most valuable. Is the most valuable player, not the most valuable vaccinated player. Aaron Rodgers is a character. Let's just leave it at that. Rookie of the year offense got to be Jamar Chase. Rookie of the year defense, I think Micah Parsons is the layup. I can't remember the safety. Was it Holland? Javon Holland from the Dolphins? He had a pretty good year, but nobody really did what Micah Parsons has done. Nobody. Comeback player of the year, what? Joe Burrow? Is Joe Burrow comeback player of the year probably? I don't know who's going to be the Walter Payton man of the year. But that's my predictions. MVP, Aaron Rodgers, like the numbers are crazy. Packers number 1 seed. Tom Brady does make a great case because of the injuries, but Aaron Rodgers is playing at such a high level after the controversy. You got to give it to Aaron Rodgers. Defensive player of the year, you got to go to T.J. Watt. He tied the single season sack record. I'm not a huge fan of T.J. Watt, but it's hard to deny the production. You could say that he had an extra game, but he missed the game. He missed a couple games. So 22 and a half sacks. He tied Michael Strahan's record. Got to give it to him. Comeback player of the year, like I said, is Joe Burrow. Fresh off the knee injury. Doing it big. Bringing the Bengals to the playoffs. Having that franchise on a upward trajectory. Got to give it to Joe Burrow. Offensive rookie of the year is Jamar Chase. I don't want to hear no Mac Jones talk. I don't. All those 200-yard games Jamar Chase is already a top 10 wide receiver. Already. He's already a top 10 wide receiver in the league. Multiple 200-yard games as a rookie. We thought Justin Jefferson was that dude last year. This man, Jamar Chase, made him look like nothing. Not nothing. But Jamar Chase made it look like light work. Mac Jones threw the ball 3 times. And I don't want to hear no talk about Mac Jones. Mac Jones is not. No. He ain't it, dog. It's Jamar Chase. Defense, it's got to be Micah Parsons. The production has been there, multiple positions. He showed the clear impact on this defense for the Cowboys. It's got to be Micah Parsons. He can rush the passer. He can play off the ball. He can play on the edge. I mean, what can he not do? What can he not do? So that's all my award predictions. Everyone saying Joe Burrow should get it. Yeah, y'all agreeing Joe Burrow. Yeah, I agree. They gonna fight. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. You saying they're not gonna let it go for Antonio Brown, but they'll let it go for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I get it. The energy ain't the same. You're right. The energy hasn't been the same. I agree. I agree. Yeah, Cup is a beast, man. Hunter Renfrow. Dude. Yeah, you're right. Hunter Renfrow is like, if I had to make a list of my worst prediction or worst take of college player that ended up being good in the NFL, it would have to be Hunter Renfrow. I did not think Hunter Renfrow would be what he was. I thought he would be selling cars by now. I was just for sure Hunter Renfrow would be selling cars by now. But this man is one of the this man's playing the same game. This is the type of guy with a thinning hairline. He's not very tall, not very fast. He's shifty. He gets in and out of routes like crazy. He has all the moves in the world when it comes to the route tree. This guy is borderline unguardable. Man's like 5'10", 5'11". He's borderline unguardable. I thought he would be selling used cars by now. I was wrong. Hunter Renfrow gets all my respect right now, dog. He's one of the best. He's probably top 3 in route running in the league. He's borderline unguardable and not even based off athleticism or size or whatever. Hunter Renfrow is that dude. Like, he literally is that dude. It's wild to me. I was wrong. I'm the type of person. I'm fine to admit when I'm wrong because I definitely was wrong. Shout out to him. Scary to think Burrow chasing Jefferson. Yep. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, yeah, they put up like 60 touchdowns. Joe Burrow had like 60 touchdowns passing. 5,000, 6,000, something like that. Yeah, he threw all kind of yards. I know you like Jamar Chase. He an LSU product right in your backyard. James Neven, what up, though? Yeah, Joe Burrow is playing great behind a bad O-line. He's showing that because he's up there with Sam Darnold with being one of the most hit quarterbacks in the league. He's showing that you do need an O-line. Let me stop there. You do need an O-line. But great quarterbacks can overcome it when you have the help around you. I mean, sometimes he just throws that thing up to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase makes it do what it do. But Joe Burrow has one of the worst offensive lines in the league when it comes to like hits and sacks and pressures, but he's still getting it done. The team is still in the playoffs. Good quarterbacks can operate under pressure and make quick decisions and don't get rattled. That's the difference. They process information quick. They don't get happy feet and panic like Sam Darnold. They don't get happy feet and panic like Sam Darnold. Okay? But all right. Y'all get me off track. Panthers just fired DJ Moore. How do you fire a player? How do you fire a player? Can we talk about how Panthers thought Sam Darnold was the guy? No, we cannot talk about that. It will make me mad. You came on the stream talking about I looked like I was frustrated and angry. Yes, I that thinking of Sam Darnold will do that. Thinking of Sam Darnold will do that. Thinking of Sam Darnold will do that. But yeah, I'm disappointed. They tried to sell us snake oil salesman Matt Rhule sold us a dream. He sold us a dream. He sold us a dream, man. He said, yeah, you instigate. Yeah, you choosing violence. That's what they say. Choosing violence. Choosing violence. Choosing violence. But let's get all right. Let's get to this playoff prediction. I'm gonna try to do the fastest playoff prediction first, and then I'm gonna come back and break down each game. Okay? I'm gonna try to do the fastest playoff prediction, and then I'm gonna come back and break it down. Okay? Y'all read me? All right, let's start with the AFC wild. Hold on. Start right now. AFC wild card. I got all the favorites pretty much winning in the wild card round. I got Bengals over Raiders, Bills over Pats, Chiefs over Steelers. In the NFC, I got Rams over Cardinals, Cowboys over Niners, Bucks over Eagles. Let's go to the divisional round. Titans versus Bengals. I got the Titans. Derrick Henry's coming back. I think he's going to be fresh. Ryan Tannehill's been playing great. Down the stretch, being clutch, keeping that team together. Defense has been very respectable. Playing the Bengals. Bengals don't have quite enough experience as much as the Titans, so I got the Titans winning. Bills versus Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning. They finally get it together. Kelsey, hopefully him and Tyreek Hill can stay healthy, even though they didn't get the bye week. But I still just hard for me to bet against Patrick Mahomes, even as bad as they have been early in the season, and the fact that they don't look like the juggernaut that they usually do. In the NFL, NFC divisional, Rams versus Packers. I got the Packers, man. Packers look strong. They're going to be rested. Aaron Rodgers has something to prove after this crazy offseason. On the Rams, I don't trust Matt Stafford in the playoffs, so I got the Packers, even though the Rams defense is elite. Cowboys, Bucks. I got the Cowboys winning. I think the Bucks are way too beat up. Their defense is playing better enough to the point that I think they can do something. Yes, their defense will be back, and we saw them play in week 1, and that was a great game, but the Cowboys hung in there. Dak, Hopefully their offense can get their stuff together. But I'm pulling an upset for the Cowboys. AFC Championship. I got the Chiefs versus the Titans. Chiefs got them winning this game. Yes, that running game from the Titans will be tough. Tannehill will make some plays, but I just think the Chiefs find a way to get it together and go to the Super Bowl again. After losing last year, they're going to be hungry. NFC, Cowboys versus Packers. I got the Packers winning. I just like the Packers. I think they're going to be hot this year. Aaron Rodgers is still going to prove that defense is playing respectable. Yes, the Cowboys offense has been struggling, and they do advance and limp to that next round, but I think the Packers defense makes enough plays for them with Jair Alexander coming back, Rhule Douglas playing great at corner. They match up pretty decent. Aaron Rodgers is going to be unstoppable. Super Bowl, Chiefs versus Packers. I'm taking the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers, I just think he has something to prove this year. He's going to get that MVP. He did all this stuff in the media. The media's been at him about being immunized, obviously. And then, of course, their defense has actually been getting turnovers, making plays, getting stops for them. And I think with Aaron Jones probably going to be healthy coming down the stretch, A.J. Dillon being good in the running game too, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, I just think it's a good combination. And I think the Packers, this is their year. They struggle to get over the Bucs, but the Bucs won't be in the NFC Championship this year because of the Cowboys. And I think that's the only person that can really stand a chance, even though I think even if they play the Bucs, the Packers will win. So I have the Packers hosting the Lombardi going home, I guess, to where the Lombardi belongs for the Packers. So that's my prediction. Woo! That wasn't a minute. I tried to go in a minute. That was 2 minutes. All good, though. What y'all got? I see y'all leaving y'all comments. Y'all got y'all predictions in here. Let me start from the top. Sam Darnold need to be bagging groceries. True. I'd agree. Sam Darnold needs to be a backup holding a clipboard with a visor on. Who do you think? Pats, Bills. Yeah, I got the Pats, bro. I mean, I got the Bills, dog. I don't trust Mac Jones. I don't believe in Mac Jones. You think the Steelers going to win? Ben Roethlisberger already done threw in the dude, Ben Roethlisberger, what is he doing? Y'all heard about Ben? I know y'all saw them comments by Ben pretty much. I know he was being sarcastic and facetious, but Ben, why would you even say that? Why would you even say that? We've been questioning Ben Roethlisberger's motivation for playing football for years. This man has thought about retiring more than Brett Favre. Probably not, but he talks about it every year that he had like he don't want to play just because he want to skip training camp. He shows up to training camp looking like he didn't really just want to play because he's been out of shape for years. Now they throw the ball all over the yard, but he only throws 2, 3, 4 yard passes. He had that emotional last game. I think he wanted that to be his swan song because they about to get smacked by the Chiefs in the playoffs. They couldn't have scripted the game any better than they did on Monday night when he was crying. He got in there to get those final snaps in prime time, and he won. But now you got to come back and actually play a game and get ready an extra week. This man don't want to do that because they about to get smacked. Ben Roethlisberger is ready to retire. Even Najee Harris posted and deleted a reaction that said, "What?" Najee Harris is like, man, you're not supposed to say stuff like that. Najee Harris wants to win. Najee Harris went to Alabama. Najee Harris is a winner. Even if he's being sarcastic and facetious, you can't say that. You can't put that on wax, Ben Roethlisberger. You can't put that on wax. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why would Ben do that? I don't understand. Why would he do that? It don't make sense to me, man. Who's left at wide receiver for the Bucs? Mike Evans. But Mike Evans got beat up a little bit last week. They're going to have to call AB back. Packers always choking the NFC Championship. I don't think they're going to lose to the Cowboys, and I don't think the Bucs going to make it just because of injuries. I just don't see the Packers losing to anybody outside the Bucs. That Chiefs game will be a good game in the Super Bowl, but I just don't see it. So the CDC not letting them win. That jersey tough. Hey, appreciate it, man. It's a little prototype. You know the merch? The merch coming soon. I got the baseball jersey. You know what I'm saying? The baseball jersey is a prototype. It's a prototype. You know, the merch coming soon. I got the hats. I got the hats ready, man. I got the hats. Ooh, wrong color. There we go. You know what I'm saying? I got to coordinate. You know what I'm saying? You can do the orange with the black, the accent. That black on black if you want to do that too. I got them all, man. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah. I got too much hair. It's not that hat not sitting right. I got too much hair right now. Kyrie said that Philly can upset the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks will. I just think that I think Tom Brady finds a way this round. I think he'll catch up to him next round, but we'll see. I mean, never know what can happen. Jalen Hurts is a playmaker. If it wasn't for the Bucks getting their defensive guys back, I feel a little bit different. But the fact that they're getting their defenders back, I think that's going to make the biggest difference. I think Tom Brady will do just enough. Terry said, Tom will find a way. He always does, bro. What did Ben say? Ben Roethlisberger, basically, he was being sarcastic and facetious, but he was basically saying that, yeah, we don't have a chance. We're not supposed to be here. There's 14 teams that make the playoffs. We're the 14th ranked team, pretty much out of all of them. Let's just go out there and have fun because we're not supposed to win. We're probably not going to win. I got the Packers winning, man. He said, Ben said that the worst team in the playoffs, at least he hopes they don't get blown out. Should he trade for Deshaun? I mean, I don't know. It seems like they may try to. Who knows? Who knows what the Panthers have in store? They got to do something at quarterback, man. Eddie Clark said, I'm sick of the Chiefs and Tom Brady. So as long as they don't win, I'm good. Well, I kind of don't want the Cowboys to win. Look, man, I really don't care about anybody else. The Cowboys cannot win. The Cowboys cannot win. Like, literally, they can't win. I would prefer them not to make the NFC Championship, but I think they have a track to get to the NFC Championship. But I do not want to listen to them fans any longer than I have to. I do not want to hear from them Cowboys fans any longer than I have to. Everybody's like related to a Cowboy fan. Everybody knows a Cowboy fan in their family, whether it's an aunt or uncle or something. Everybody's related to a Cowboy fan in some form or fashion. Sorry. Josh said he think the 49ers can upset the Cowboys. I think it's possible. With that defensive front, we'll see what they do with the running game, but I mean, Micah Parsons said he played big boy football. He's up for the task. Who knows? I just don't trust Jimmy G. But Jimmy G has been to the Super Bowl before. They're back in the playoffs. Well, that was 2 years ago? That was just 3 years ago the 49ers were in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, stranger things have happened. My cousin Josh Norman getting back to the Super Bowl, chance to get him a ring. Who knows with the 49ers? Who knows? But I think it's going to be Cowboys and Packers in the NFC Championship. Raiders first round exit? Yeah, I think so. I like the Bengals, man. I like the Bengals. But the Raiders have been playing close games all year. Most of their games are like exciting, so that's going to be a great matchup. I'm excited for that one, actually. That's one of the sleeper games I'm excited about. That's one of the sleeper games I'm excited about. But let's talk about the Super Bowl sleepers. Let's talk about some Super Bowl sleepers. Who are some potential teams that could make a run? Y'all mentioned the 49ers. I mean, we could get an upset. mean, the Patriots could easily upset the Bills, but I just don't see that happening. The 49ers could easily upset the Cowboys. Philly, that game would be a game to watch, but I think Tom gets it done. Looks like it's rain in the forecast. Cincinnati and Vegas, but I think Cincinnati, Cincinnati is definitely a sleeper. I think Cincinnati is definitely a sleeper. Their offense is like stupid high powered. Stupid high power. They're young, so I think that inexperience will catch up to them from all the pressure, because literally every play counts. Like in the playoffs, you every drive counts, every play counts. Like you can't just give away possessions. There's only a certain amount of possessions in every game. You can't give them away. But the Bengals, who knows? Joe Burrow in those big time gotta have it games. We've seen him come up big at LSU time and time again. Joe Burrow is a cool cat. No pun intended, playing for the Bengals. Joe Burrow is a cool cat. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I gave you my regular prediction, but if I want to go just off of that was my head. My heart says the Bengals beat the Raiders. My heart says the Bills win. My heart says that the 49ers could easily beat the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad. The Chiefs are definitely whooping the Steelers. In that Rams-Cardinals game, I like the Rams, but Matthew Stafford could easily fall on his face. He could easily fall on his face. It's in LA, so we'll see. But Matthew Stafford doesn't have a great track record in the playoffs. Let's keep it real. Matthew Stafford, that's what I call you. Matthew what they call it? Pad stats, whatever they call it, Matthew Stafford, something like that. He pitches pad stats, garbage time stats. Tevin agrees with me. The Panthers should trade for Garoppolo. I mean, what would they give up, though? What would you give up for Garoppolo? A sixth? I give a sixth for Garoppolo. I'm not giving up anything higher than a fifth. Especially with that salary, I'm not giving up anything higher than a fifth for Jimmy Garoppolo. But I'm tired. I just want I want the next Panthers quarterback to be the long-term answer. I'm tired of these bridge quarterbacks. I'm tired of kicking the tires on these wannabe reclaim projects. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired. So Stafford stole money from the Lions. He got a lot of it too. So when has Stafford been to the playoffs? That was the year they went like once, right? That was the year they lost to the Cowboys on that controversial call. What was that, like 20? That was back when Jim Caldwell. Remember Jim Caldwell went to the playoffs and got fired? Something like that. Didn't that happen? That's what we was talking about. Black coaches. Jim Caldwell went like 9-7, went to the playoffs and lost in the first round. Then he got fired or something like that, right? Panthers trade for Russell. That'd be great. I would love to get Russell Wilson. Apparently he wants out. Said Panthers gonna get someone like Dalton. Oh my God. That'd be a disaster. DJ for Garoppolo. Now you're just playing around. You're not even being serious right now. Now you're just joking. So the Rams are 2 seesaw. Yeah, man. Like it's Matthew Stafford, man. I'm not an OBJ hater. I respect OBJ's game. I don't know, man. I like McVay too. I like Cooper Kupp. It's just Stafford, man. I just don't know about Stafford. I believe in their defense, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. I just don't know about Stafford. I just don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I can't trust Matthew Stafford, yo. It's hard. It's hard for me. So you know they would. No, they better not. They better not go after him. The mediocre middle of the pack quarterbacks. They got to upgrade that offensive line. I mean, I wouldn't be out of the vet, but don't trade for Andy Dalton. Russell in LA? I don't know about that. I think Russell, I really don't know where Russell will go, to be honest. Everybody says New York because Sierra does the modeling thing. I think she lives in New York, or I don't know where Sierra lives. I don't know these people personalized. Clearly they're married. Clearly he lives in Seattle. So maybe she lives in Seattle, but she frequents in New York because of fashion and stuff like that. They've been saying stuff like Sierra's been in Russell's ear trying to get him to move to New York so they can really build on their brand as a couple and stuff like that and their family. Maybe he goes to New York, but it's a dumpster fire. He's not clutching those hot moments. Exactly. Ooh, I'm yawning. Yeah, Stafford, man. He a lot of people call him overrated because he just goes for stats. He passed some stats in garbage time. No quarterback wants to come to Carolina. Sad truth. That's why we have to draft somebody. We should have drafted Justin Fields because you're not going to be able to get a quarterback of that potential to come here on their own. You're not. You're not. You saw what happened with Matt Stafford. He declined. He really didn't want to go to Carolina for the trade. The Rams came in and swooped in and got him. It's a trade Christian McCaffrey. I don't think it's a trade Christian because you're not going to get a good return. And you're going to have to pay his salary. When it comes to trades, man, think about, like, if anybody can, I got $1. I have $1 for anybody can think of the last trade that happened that was equal for both sides, that both sides won, that one side didn't eventually just say they were getting over on the other. Like, what was the last trade that happened that was the case? What was the last trade that happened that was an even trade? You never can get a good return or what you wanted on a trade. Like, there's always a loser. There's always a loser. Panthers have to make moves now because Tom will retire for the next 2 years. NFC South is wide open. Exactly. Do what you got to do right now. Kind of like the NBA. Even though the superstars popping up left and right. Like, you would say, oh, wait till LeBron or KD retires. Like, dude, nah. I mean, you can say that, but like Devin Booker, Ja Morant, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, LiAngelo Ball. Like, there's young stars popping up everywhere. It's like, dude, yeah, they're not super team like KD and LeBron, but like the NBA was always going to be top heavy. So it's tough. But yeah, I get it. Make the moves while Tom Brady is on the way out. That way you can be ready to do your thing when he's gone. You should have drafted Mac Jones. Fields is all potential. So what is Mac Jones? Mac Jones is clearly not the reason they're winning. He's just not the reason they're losing. Said Melo Ball, my guy. Yeah, Melo Ball is he that dude right now, man. there's young NBA talent popping up left and right. NBA is really wild, man. Really wild. Yeah. Well, let me get up off here, man. It was an impromptu live stream. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I know it's kind of outside of my character, but I'm going back to Wednesdays. I had some appointments on Wednesdays that I had to take care of that was going to be too late to stream. I'm going back. The Dunk on Demand show is going back to Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, I will be back doing live streams. Wednesdays at 8. Every Wednesday at 8. I'm putting it out there now. My New Year's resolution is to stick to it. Wednesdays at 8. Don't worry about my Hawks, David. Nobody asked you about the Hawks, okay? I'm not sure what happened with that trade today with Cam Reddish, but nobody asked you, okay? 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 But I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I still got to get my 5,000 subscriber giveaway to go. I'm trying to find a good platform to do a giveaway. So I got that when it's coming. I'm not going – the merch is coming soon. Not this year. I got T-shirts and hats and hoodies for the wintertime. The merch is coming. Shout out to everybody that came in. David, Tevin, Annie, Josh. Who else? Fantastic Mac. Fantastic. I didn't miss your comment. We Cowboys fans and the family don't get invited to holiday dinners. We all related to one. Caleb, Anthony Rochelle. Appreciate all y'all rocking with me, man. I'm getting up off here. I got to get up out of here. It's late. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Peace. Quit talking trash about my Hawks. The merch announcement is coming soon. Y'all stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. And the giveaway also. All right, I'm out of here.